I swear this was not play. This was actually the shirt I cut grass in.
Man.
This is the shirt I cut the grass in, man.
It's grown folks conversation. It's grown folks basketball talk. It's grown folks time of the year. This is 94 feet of life. We eating cookies, paws. We cutting grass.
Cookies are good.
Cookies are good. I'm just, they like to pause everything. So
yeah, no, resume. But cookies resume.
Absolutely. It's cicadas chirping in the background. But we here. 94 feet of light, conference final preview edition. Ham in the building, MJ in the building, Trav in the building. 94 feet of life is a Facebook group, of course. Turn your notifications on, subscribe, like the video. We are down to the final four. And I'm not going to lie, when the basketball bingo card started in October of 2023, if you had told me this was going to be it, I probably would have told you, nah. But here we are, Dallas versus Minnesota in the West Finals. Indiana versus Boston in the East. They're kicking off tonight. So we're going to go for about half an hour, folks, and we're going to go watch the game like y'all. My initial thoughts on this, fellas, is this. You know how we do rapid fire, around the horn, no question, we just go. The Celtics should make this a gentleman's sweep. However, I know the Celtics. And as Sister Odell said, they don't give me one. The Celtics will always mail in one game a series. Guaranteed. They will give you. They'll give you a game. And I'm saying this, and I want y'all thoughts. If they play around, play with their food, as y'all like to say, this thing goes 7, and it shouldn't go 7.
You know what, Big Shot? This is, for some odd reason, this is a pretty boy series. In a conference, in an Eastern Conference Finals. It don't supposed to be like that. And if it's a pretty boy series, guess what? The Pacers are ugly enough to win this series. You want me to tell you why?
I'm listening. I'm interested in that.
Because of TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell is the net. He got the energy. He's the ugly person on that floor that will do all the things to win a basketball game.
Yeah.
The Celtics are so analytical in their play, it hurts them. You cannot play analytical ball at this stage of the playoffs. You got to get out there and hoop. Get out there, get to the rack. Get out there, do what you're supposed to do. Can Jaylen Brown be that ugly guy for the Celtics? Or could it be Jrue Holiday? They had the potential to get down and gritty, but they got to do it this series. They should clear this series in 5, but if it goes 7, just like we seen in the conference semis at New York, anything can happen.
It's a real white collar series. I ain't gonna say pretty or ugly. It's just white collar.
Yeah.
Like everybody work in an air conditioned office in the city. Like there ain't no fluorescent vests walking around. You know what I mean? You know them colorful neon vests. Anytime you see that, you know hard work is being done somewhere, or at least you outside against the elements. So ain't nobody really in the elements against this one. Trav covered all of my sentiments as far as what Boston is. As far as Indiana goes, they kind of epitomizes where the league should go. Use your players. You pay them. Use them.
Use them.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens when you use your players. You get to sustain consistent effort and focus. This is what happens when you use your I'm gonna give it to you, Ham, right after this. This is what happens when you use your players. I don't have a scouting report for that. Because if you got 4 people that can smack me for 20, 30 points at any given moment because all they do is just make the read that's given to them, how do I guard it? And that's what separates the elite teams from the others. Because if we make it a predictable game, then now you're relying on guys to, be comic book. And we know that don't get you far. Go ahead, Ham.
I like the analogies. Pretty boy, white collar. Y'all know how my thing is. I'm gonna relate this pepper to some food. The Indiana Pacers have been the cheese toast of the Eastern Conference for quite some time now. The variety of cheese toast that you can get down with, since I am the bakery dude, there's a lot of different ways you can rock out with cheese toast with a lot of different varieties of bread. Brioche happens to be one of my personal favorites. In this particular series, I guess you could say Boston would be the brioche. But you got to come like Chappelle did. Cheeses that I ain't never even seen before. You got to have a variety of the cheese. Or who was that old Tracy Morgan talking about the lasagna with 6 different cheeses? You know what I'm saying? That's Boston. Now, Indiana could be great value with Kraft, or they could have nights where they looking like Hawaiian with, some Monterey Jack or something. You know what I'm saying? Just toast it properly.
And add some arugula on it and serve it at a day.
Yeah,
Serve it at
right. But they will never go wrong. They'll never go wrong with great value. They might not use Kraft. They might go with they might go with the great value cheese too. But it's better to go with Kraft because the Kraft melt a little bit better, just a little bit proper. Just be honest. You know what I'm saying on there. Especially you get some mozzarella, which this is where TJ comes into play. TJ could be he could be Kraft. He get down with Kraft, mozzarella, the 6 different cheeses that we ain't ever even seen before too. So it works either way. But that's the kind of the contrast of it. It's like, which one gonna provide the best variety and quality of cheese toast? Because it ain't really nothing. I mean, Tatum Brown, we know what it is. Them do buckets. They do this, that, and the other. True Holiday. Al Horford been around for 1,000 years. We know the stuff. You know what I'm saying with them. It's just, y'all remember when they were playing cards on Poetic Justice when they was at the barbecue? And right before Chicago got into it with dude, cousin people like, hey man, what you gonna do, man? Play cards and sightsee. What y'all gonna do, boss?
What I like about Indiana, and then you talk about cheese. Since we doing the cheese thing, I like it. I like what we're doing, so I'm gonna add my cheese in there. Then Indiana, what they did to New York, which I loved, was they threw in the pepper jack cheese. They went spicy on New York for about 4 minutes every game. We gonna press you. Not necessarily to get the turnover, but we're going to get you to play the way we want you to play, and we're going to wear you out doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
MJ called them.
Yeah, and they said, look, it's going to take you 6 seconds to get this ball across half court. We're going to speed you up for just a little bit. We ain't going to do it the whole game. But to MJ's point about playing your players, but when I play 10 instead of 7, I can do that for 4 to 6 minutes every game. And that would be, and I don't think Boston has the amount of guys that are really comfortable handling the ball that New York has. If I'm Indiana, I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna sprinkle in just a little bit of pepper jack for 4 to 6 minutes every game. And I want to see if you can get that ball across half court. Or how deep into your bench are you willing to go?
You know what, Big Shot? I'm glad you said that because I am willing to see if Derek White is going to handle the ball as much as he did against Cleveland, that he will do against the Pacers. Because when TJ McConnell gets in the game, he's gonna guard him. He's gonna guard him because Derek White is considered Boston's X factor. When Derek White is on, the game is going fine because that is that third or fourth player that you kind of don't expect to get off, and he will get off. But I would like to see how Derek White controls that pressure.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go ahead.
My bad. You missing out on the potential Jersey Shore matchup too with McConnell and Peyton Pritchard.
Well,
because Pritchard will handle the pressure because he ain't playing a lot of minutes and he got some sauce to his game too. So I would love to see the Peyton Pritchard versus TJ McConnell fight for who the best white backup point guard in the league. I would love to see
two flies in a garbage can when a barbecue is over with. Which one is gonna come out alive? That's all that is.
Two flies in the garbage can might be the best description I've ever heard.
He's trash.
It is what it is, man.
Now, let's go out to I can't even say we're going out to the West Coast because it's too west, middle of the city, middle of the map team. And to me, and again, I talked about it with those old Phoenix, San Antonio, Phoenix, San Antonio series back in the day. Dallas, Phoenix back in the day, 2005. Yeah. I think Minnesota and Dallas is going to be that. I think you look at the matchups. I don't want to say mirror images, but they line up with each other.
Yeah.
Minnesota, you got Gafford, PJ, and Lively. Minnesota, Reed, Towns, Gobert. Luka, obviously they're not the same level of player, but Luka, Jaden McDaniel, Kyrie, Anthony Edwards. Like, if you would have put, again, not a perfect match, not exactly two teams in the mirror, but they are very similar.
Yeah.
If this is anything less than 6, I'll be shocked.
Trav, what did I put in the group chat 3 weeks ago about Kyrie Irving? What did I say he was?
Kyrie has the potential to take over the game. He a door closer.
Oh, no. You can put me out there. I say he's the best player in the world.
He's the best player in the world. Oh, yeah.
You call me with that.
I said it 3 weeks ago. Now, here is the picture that I'm getting painted. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Minnesota. I'm going to talk about Dallas. Minnesota, as of right now, has maturity through actions, maybe, even though it's not through age. What I mean by that is everybody on this panel has lost somebody close they love, and it's affected how we look at things, how we look at life. Our gap ratios has dropped because we understand stuff just don't matter as much. Well, you look at Anthony Edwards, you look at Karl-Anthony Towns, and the horrific stuff he went through during COVID season and the people that he lost. You could tell these are just dudes that's just like, this is just basketball. Like, that's it. Like, we ain't even worried about none of this. We're going to have fun and hoop because tomorrow ain't promised. And that's how they plan. Because they have that maturity where they don't care about the petty stuff like most humans do until something catastrophic happens to put life in perspective for them. So you want to credit their success. Everybody's talking about, well, they're young. In age, maybe, but those two guys went through more as human beings than most 50-year-olds have went through. Mm-hmm. So you got to take that into account. Now, just moving to Dallas, you remember that situation where a young Kyrie challenged Kobe to a one-on-one? And Kobe's like, you just talked your team into 60?
At the USA tryouts.
Yeah, so I seen Anthony Edwards said, I can't wait to guard Kyrie Irving this series. And I'm starting to, I can envision history repeating itself. Because it's not going to be a lot of points being scored on either end. It's going to be one of them 85-point bars. Yeah. It's going to come down to who's going to make tough shots. You want to know who's the best in the world at making tough shots?
They got both. They got both of
And
them.
Luka.
They got
They
both
got
of them on the same team. Got both on the same
one
team.
and two. And the funny thing is, Anthony Edwards might be three.
Oh, they on the floor.
Anthony Edwards top 5 of that too. So it's like it's going to just be, defense, and who gonna hit the tougher shot at the end. And I think Kyrie is going to do it. And I also think whoever wins the West is going to win the championship, which I'm saying Dallas because I said Kyrie is the best player in the world. And my theory. Whoever wins the championship, the best player on the championship team is the best player in the world. So there you go.
I think I'm gonna go to J Ham. I think life from Minnesota. Minnesota showed me in Game 7 versus Denver. And we talked about this two years ago when they lost the Grizzlies in the first round. We talked about maturity. And what they did against Denver in that Game 7 was really mature, was a real mature thing. We're down 20, but we're not going to get back in this game by rushing. We're going to get back in the game because we're going to defend and we're going to rebound.
And what would they do in the first half, Big Shot? To let the people know. What would they do in the first half to get down by 15?
First half, from my perspective, it was rushed. It wasn't. They just didn't look comfortable.
Don't say it. I want you to say it because me and you have made
you say,
this a fine.
You got it. You take that one.
Because the first half, they doubled Joker. They went with 2 game plans and seen one work, and they tested the first one. That's how they end up. That's why Murray had 24 points in the first half, because they was doubling Joker. The second half, you got to beat my defensive player of the year 1-on-1, and everybody else got to beat
almost everything.
Yeah. That's why they made that 25 to whatever 9-7 run, and they made it back.
Shit down.
Because
let's circle back.
And yes, and I'm gonna give it to you, Ham. Also, when you're adding, that means that you're bringing more pieces to the table. You don't play addition by subtraction. So any one of y'all that wants to say the dumb shit that Rudy Gobert should be out the game, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. You do not take a defensive player of the year 4 times. 2, 3, 4. He got multiple. You do not eliminate him from a series. He means too much. If he's a liability on offense, fine. Get him to the goal, throw it off the backboard, let him get his stuff off the ground. But you got to have him on defense. They're going to screen and roll. They're going to go at him. But he knows how to move, and he knows how to block shots and everything else. But Ham, I'm gonna get this to you. Addition means add. Addition don't mean subtract.
That's out to Terrence Howard.
Hey, circle back though to the real life trauma that MJ talked about. That MJ started. Same group, same pretty much core group from 2 years ago when they saw Memphis, and where their maturity, that lack of there was the immaturity. I think that was Game 4. Memphis came back on them from 20 down twice in the same game. But think about who was on that roster at the particular time too. It was like Pat Bell, a couple other cats. Now you throw Kyle Anderson over there, who he been grown since forever.
Right.
And then Mike Conley, who's probably he's the most poised player probably in NBA history. This motherfucker ain't ever got a 10. So to be in that situation, first of all, that real life trauma to where they just got to the point where they said, fuck it, we just hooping now. That ultimately, and the moves that they made draft-wise, it made them an instant playoff team with the crew that they've drafted and put together since then. Then you put them in that situation to where they like you said, MJ, it's just basketball. So when they get down 15, 20, if it's roll, roll. But then we know how to get back in this. Keep your poise. We're going to follow this veteran who's the most poised dude ever. Let's just follow what we need to do game plan wise. Like Big Shot said, let's chop it down. Which, like Trav also let you said, we stand home on everything. We the best defensive team in the league. Not just got the best defensive player, we're the best defensive team in the league. By numbers, by film, by whatever you want to measure it by. All of us can guard.
Yep.
Stay home.
And,
We'll chop this thing down. And here we go. The fourth quarter, they own the fourth quarter.
And you look
After
at
being down 20.
And you look at, you talk about them, and this is why I think this is such an intriguing matchup, because they don't have to double you ever. No, like, and I will give Cat his credit. I'm not saying Cat is Dennis Rodman. I'm not saying Cat is Draymond Green, but he's a better defender than people think.
Yes.
His only thing that Cat does, and MJ could probably talk about this as a coach, is that sometimes he get a little impatient on defense.
Yeah,
he makes the first stop, he makes the stop, and then he stick his hands in the cookie jar when he doesn't have to. If he would stop doing that, that cut out half his fouls because he has guys under control. But I think this is a really interesting series. I think what you're gonna see with them. This is why I think Minnesota wins.
I told him, no Big Shot. That's what Fad told him. I told him, motherfucker, stop fouling.
Stop fouling. This is why I think they'll beat Oklahoma City. I mean, this is why Minnesota I think will win the series. I don't think PJ Washington and Derek Lively just give free looks at the hoop and free runs on the goal like they did against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, PJ just gets as many open corner threes as you want. Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, free runs to the hoop. I don't think Minnesota gives them that many free runs to the hoop.
They're not. Minnesota's a better defensive team than OKC. Pretty much OKC was like anybody but Kai. And the maturity of Kai was, okay, I might have it. I will throw this lob every time, bro. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I want to win. I ain't chasing nothing. I ain't chasing greatness no more. I ain't doing none of that. I'm just enjoying playing with this team, with this organization. We having fun and we gonna win. So whatever you give me, I got something for it. And Minnesota is going to try to man up. And that's why I think they're going to lose. Because Joker, by nature, wants to facilitate. And Murray is a very good one-on-one player offensively. He's not Kai. No. He's not Luka. See, those two things are a little different because you're not beat them up. Whatever you take away, they will take it and counter. They will always get the shot up they want, even if it looks like it's a shot you're not supposed to take. It's probably the shot they want.
Right.
And most importantly, the only way you actually may have a chance is by gambling. Because now you're going to end up in foul trouble because the second they see you gamble, they're going to draw a foul on you. So, like I said, I love Ant's enthusiasm, but you go mess around and have 3 fouls in the first quarter messing with Kai.
If they composure. When Minnesota has stayed composed, they can run you out of the building. But if they lose it a little bit, like we saw a couple of times against Denver where they weren't composed, it can go downhill. But I think it's a great series. Like I said, if it's anything under 6, I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
man, if Luka if Luka, man, when he started getting folks in foul trouble, cause you're thinking that you got to be patient with that. With Kyrie, you really got to be patient with him.
You got to stay down.
You think SGA was throwing
Yeah,
pump fakes and footwork?
Bro. Oh, if he's hitting his 3-pointer, if Luka Doncic is hitting his 3-pointer,
Step back, Trey.
It's a long night.
It's a long night.
I
Shoot,
might be jinxing these dudes.
I'm talking about the catch and shoot boy when he's shooting. I'm like, oh, he's shooting catch and shoot one too.
Yeah, because and the crazy thing about Luke. Go ahead, Ham. Go ahead.
I was I might be jinxing these dudes. These Minnesota cats, man, they got championship ingredients.
They do.
For real, for
They do.
real. It's like it's real with them right now.
I tell you, Ham, to piggyback up what MJ saying. I know this is not. This is, we only got 4 teams left, so it ain't a Super Bowl. If it's Minnesota and Boston, I like Minnesota.
It was Dallas
It's
and
not
Boston.
just championship this year ingredients. They got like dynasty ingredients.
You gotta
dynasty ingredients.
you gotta win the first one, and
Yeah.
we talk about that. We talk about the step, but Minnesota has the look to me of what Golden State had in 15.
15. Sure do. Sure do.
When it was like, is this really? Are you sure?
They're going on that trip. They're going on that trip. You can see it. You can see it.
And you know what made me sure then? The motherfuckers guarded.
They did.
They
Golden
were the
State-
best
the Golden
defensive
State-
team in the league.
Golden State's first champion team was a really good, despite all the pyrotechnics and offense. The first Golden State team,
numbers
really
wise,
good
they was the number 1 rated defense in basketball and
Man,
offense too.
Points in the paint, which
Man.
and it's so funny that you even bring that up because we're praising Minnesota and we're praising Dallas. You know who we should be praising, but for whatever reason we can't trust them? Boston. And I'm gonna tell you why we can't trust Boston. Because Boston is a team that will literally take whatever you give them to a fault. To a fault. They will go up 19 and you give up 6 straight threes to dudes who really ain't supposed to shoot it, but because they're only focused on shooting threes and getting layups, now you got guys like Drew Holiday that's taking 4 threes where he really be getting to the basket. You have guys like Al Horford who may hit 2, but he gonna miss 4. And you keep playing with that fire, and then next thing you know, you look up like, how are they down? How they only up 6? Because they keep shooting the
When
That's
the analytics bite you in the ass, that's exactly what
I hate the whole, killer instinct, yada yada yada. But with Boston, it's true. If Boston has had, for as great a year as Boston has had, regular season to this point, if you a team playing Boston, this is what you say. All we got to do is be under 10 going to the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
If it's under 10 going into the fourth quarter, we
got a shot. We got a shot.
Because even though Jason Tatum could on the low be one of the best mid-range players in the league and possibly ever to play the game, somebody then told him to use his mid-range and shoot it from beyond the line, which lowers the percentage.
MJ, you're so right. He has a beautiful offensive game. Like if you talk about aesthetically on the eyes, he is a beautiful offensive game. But he does things that you're just like, why?
We need that. We need that, man. Like everybody play with that dude that always just did some BS, and you just be looking like, man, we need that, bro.
They be bailing them folks out, man. It be 11 seconds on shot clock. He'll just shoot the shot.
Wait
till about 3 or 4 seconds left, man. There you go.
We up 8, I throw it to you, and you just shoot a contested 3.
You
Why?
gonna let that thing fly?
Why are we shooting that? Yeah, I know you can hit it, kind of, but why?
Dribble combo
We
shoot.
don't need
Dribble
that.
combo shoot.
Trash. When he start when he go into this,
Dribble combo shoot.
Bro,
there it go. when he go into this, and here come this whack sidestep three. I
But
hate
but
when
you
he
know
does.
what the crazy part about it? When
I
he's
hate
on, it looks
Hey,
great.
Hey, look,
When he's off, no.
hey, the $300 million man ain't exempt either. If you shoot another mid-range fadeaway on a dude shorter than you, I'm going to scream.
Yeah, they
He's
both.
shorter than you. Why are you fading away? Why are you shooting that?
You know,
Why?
I
Why are you
don't
doing
want to.
pull from three?
I don't want to institute my fine rule, but I look at Jalen. I be like, Jalen, you got 2 dribbles.
Bro,
Two.
you know you don't want to go left. We know you don't. Everyone on the planet knows you don't want to go left. So what are we dribbling for?
But and he gets the smaller guard. So he's 6'8", 220 on the smaller guard. You don't ever put your shoulder into him, take your dribble, put your shoulder into him, and rise. That's it.
And the frustrating thing is when he do it, they score, he gets out every time. Like when they do it, it's always successful. And it's just like, how about you just keep doing it?
So we about to get into this game, y'all. About to be a tip off. MJ, we about to get into our own little private viewing party here. Remember, 94 Feet of Life at the Facebook group. Subscribe to the YouTube, like the video, all that good stuff. Someone's uncle, Ham,
Hey,
Trav.
before we
Ron
go,
Trav, last word.
quick round. Who you got in the finals?
Oh, I'm going with my heart. Boston, Minnesota.
Ham.
Lake Minnetonka. I don't matter
MJ.
who they playing. Lake Minnetonka.
MJ.
I went 4 for 4 on the finals and didn't bet, so I'm pissed. So I'm gonna go with my heart too. Indiana, Dallas.
I got Boston, Dallas.
Go Indiana, Dallas.
I got Boston, Dallas. So.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Basketball for the people. By the people. Signing out.